Hi everyone, it's an all to play for game really against Arsenal. We drew 2-2 against Dortmund and we're still currently in the playoff spots, but if we slip up here, and I think there's 3 teams who could potentially leapfrog us and knock us out if we're not careful. So it's going to be a really tough ask, but Arsenal have just guaranteed themselves qualification. They might take their eye off the ball a little bit and we might be able to spring a surprise. I think if we get a draw, we're pretty much golden. Let's find out how we got on. Yeah, hi everyone, welcome back. So obviously we saw you at the Aris game. We then won our league game against, I want to say, Gat. Yeah, we won 4-0. We've had a decent pre-season, like I said, drew 2-2 against Dortmund, very frustrating game. Moukoko scored, literally it was like a long throw into the edge of the box, which was then flicked on for Moukoko to sort of nod in at the far post. Look at the stats in the game. Admittedly, we had 2 shots on target, but we had so many more chances than they did. And we weren't good enough really. Tugard had a stinker. I ended up taking him off not long after half time. He was at fault for their equaliser. He was just really slow to get out to Cuevas. Sunar and Alexic had actually turned things around and put us in the lead, but unfortunately we couldn't find a way through. So that means that we're currently sat in 22nd. All the other teams above us are qualified. And we've got Nice and Mainz snapping behind us with Napoli, Salzburg, I think it is, and Celtic, who can all potentially catch us. So those 3 teams could all leapfrog us because Monaco and Stuttgart have already played all 8 games. So yeah, we can't really afford to let ourselves slip and take our eyes off the ball really. So yeah, I mean it's all to play for. I think, like I said, I think if we get a draw, I think we're fine. But meanwhile, in the Conference League, Stancom and Red Star went through in the top 8 with Vojvodina going through as well. They'll go into the playoffs. I don't think they've had their draw yet. I think we have to wait for this. Yeah, so they've actually got it coming up very, very soon. So I imagine once the Champions League fixtures are decided, they'll then get their draw. Meanwhile, I've just seen they lost 3-2 to Chelsea. What actually happened? So they went 1-0 up, 2-2 before Mohamed Ali Cho made it 3-2. Not bad going. We have had a substantial transfer sale as well. We've had a few bids for players like Suarez, Falcone, Tugard, and we actually had one for Stankovic as well. Suarez, we basically had to say to him, I don't want to sell you now, but potentially we'll sell you in the summer. Falcone and Tugard have both been quite happy to stay, but I have actually provisionally bid for a replacement for Falcone in case he ends up leaving before the end of the window, because Blackburn just bid 41 mil, which is a decent chunk of money. He wasn't interested, but decent sum of money. Just quickly show you these potential ins. So Mohamed Ali Saeed is someone we've been scouting for a while. He's coming in potentially to be a sort of number 10 or another Metzala option. We'll touch on why we're looking to bring him in soon. And this is Nicola Angeloni, who would be Falcone's replacement basically. Just a slightly better technical player than him, to be fair, so would kind of be a little bit of an upgrade even though he is a little bit older. But in terms of substantial outgoings, Javi Granados has left, so we got a notification in January to say he was going to his contract expired in 18 months and he was going to consider his options at the end of his contract. I basically said, we've got such a great team here, do you really want to leave? And he was like, no, you're fair, that's right. It's a good system we've got here, blah, blah, blah. He ended up sacking his agent pretty much straight after that conversation. But I still can offer him a new contract because there was clubs wanted in him. And it basically seemed like we're never going to be able to offer him a new deal because there's always interest. So basically PSG bid for him and we managed to negotiate them up to 51 mil in total. So we are making a little bit of a loss on him, which is a shame. We're making a loss of about 16,000, but kind of didn't really have much choice in the end. A couple of other signings that came in. So Shea Gregg is someone who's come in, a striker from Manchester United, 21 years old, Northern Irish. Could potentially be a decent little striker for us, but hopefully we can find a way of loaning him out to other clubs in Serbia or whatever and then flip him for a profit. He didn't cost us much. Someone I think would actually be a really good player for us though is this guy Matthias Hertel, who's come in from Silkeborg. He stayed there on loan. I think he has the potential. If we can just maybe get a little bit of more agility, a little bit more speed, he could be a really, really good midfielder for us. And we've also brought in this guy, Viktor Borisenko. Again, been watching him for a long time. I think we were looking at him and we were trying to find someone to come in to be like someone to come in for Voronkov or Romanchuk as like a teammate to help him settle in. He's coming from Dnipro. Basically, we're going to primarily use him as an inside forward on the left. We could obviously play him as a striker if needed. But basically, he's like a Choquette replacement, essentially. And they've just gone back out on loan to their respective clubs, Hertel and Borisenko. So for the game against Arsenal, we've already done the team. And we've gone for the 4-3-3 again, just to give us a bit more strength. We dropped the lines a little bit. Reading the match report before the game, like the opposition report, they seem to be, Arsenal seem to play minimal passes around here and seem to play, in the back and seem to play a lot from just inside the half. So I'm hoping having this slightly lower defensive line with the three midfielders will put a lot of pressure on them. They're playing 4-4-2 with Ødegaard up top. So I'm hopeful that we can kind of sort of overwhelm their midfield a little bit. They've got Ezekiel Perez on the bench, bless him. He's being wasted there. And then we've gone with Simon, Regan, Stankovic, Bishabu and Ungoy. We've gone with Regan over Tugard and put Ungoy there because, like I said, Tugard did not have a good game against Dortmund. And it seems to be a little bit of a pattern with him sometimes. Like, I know he's still young, but he seems to struggle a little bit. Then Kostas, Castorani, Alexic in the middle, Kushar, Sunar and Michanovic as the front three. And we've got Jovic on the bench. Osman's just come back from African Cup of Nations. Got Vukovic in there. We've got Chihan. And we've got Suarez on the bench. Suarez, his morale sort of dipped a little bit since that rejected bid. I think it was from Arsenal. Sort of made the decision to drop him. Stankovic is really developing nicely. We did actually reject a bid from Arsenal for him as well, and he was like, "Oh, I really want to go and play for Arsenal." And I was like, "I'm not going to sell you." I was like, "I'm sorry, you're too important. I can't sell you." And I'm not going to sell you. And he was like, "Yeah, fair enough. Appreciate that." He was like, "Yeah, that's fine." And he was like, "Yeah, no problem. Cheers, boss. Thanks." And I was like, well, "That was easy. Just told him, you're too good. I'm not selling you." And he was like, "Yeah, sound, no problems." So, if any, they all responded to stuff like that. So, massive game today. Like I said, I think if we just get a draw, we'll be fine. But last time we played Arsenal, they beat us 4-2. So we got the scores up there. So basically, we need to keep an eye on Napoli, Salzburg, and Monaco and Celtic, I think, is where we need to keep an eye out for. And it looks like Celtic are winning, but Salzburg are losing. But obviously, if we can get a goal here, it's a lovely looking attack. Shame the cross couldn't find Michanovic. Oh, Michanovic could have well got that if he'd have been alive to it. Yes, Regan. Perfect pressure on the ball to Saka. Plays it in. Oh, can't quite find Alexic. Castorani does win it back, but no luck. They've got a player on a yellow already. Can we wind them up? Oh, great pressure from Castorani. He's going. Ah, deflected. But I want to see this table. So that puts us up to 10th. Puts us on 10 points. Well, then Regan doing all right against Saka there at the moment, but then giving the ball away. Ungoy misses out. Bishabu with a lovely, improvised clearance. And it's 1-0. Costa, who we were warned about before the game, we've tried to mark him tightly, and I feel like if Bishabu hadn't just made that strange diving header, he might have been in a better position to help nip that out. He's too busy watching Ødegaard, and Stankovic lets Costa get goal side. And that's with him being tightly marked as well. But what does that mean for us? It means we dropped down to 23rd. Ooh. Mainz are losing, which is good. Nice winning is okay. Honestly, I'll be so sad if we go out again. It's going to feel like such a waste of a season again if we don't go through. Kushart is in. What can he do? Plays it to Castorani. Michanovic is in. He's hit it wide. I think he might have been offside anyway, but come on, Ajax. That would really make life. Fenerbahce beating Napoli. Now, we need Turkey to not do very well, but then beating Napoli is perfect for us. Yeah, like, we don't want Turkey to do well, but generally for the coefficients. But in this instance, keep at it, Fenerbahce. Keep at it. Because at the moment, everything is kind of, even though we're losing, all the other results are pretty much going our way, so that it doesn't really matter too much. Oh, great ball. Alexic is in. That was a weird shot. Weird shot, yeah. I mean, except the fact that Nice are winning. Salzburg have got a goal back against Benfica. Odegaard plays it out to Melisari. Ungoy just kind of lets him go past, but he is easing off tackles, to be fair. Costa, man. Right, I need to change that. Mainz are now drawing. Costa is just getting the jump on Stankovic all the time. I think it's time to... I think we're going to have to take him off, actually. I was going to put Bishabu there, but I just didn't think it will work. Like, that's twice now. He's just literally just got the jump on Stankovic. And with the Mainz equaliser, what does that mean for us? It means we're still fine. But Celtic have been dumped down. Well, that was terrible defending from Bishabu. Thankfully, Simon sorted it. Napoli have got a goal back. But that doesn't matter. Because even if they draw... Ajax are drawing against Celtic. That's big. Come on, lads. No! That was lucky. That was abysmal defending. Considering they're supposed to be playing a slightly deeper line. Absolutely shocking. I don't even know what to... Right, actually, what am I chatting about? I don't know what to change. I do know what to change. We'll bring Jovic on because Kushar is having a stinker. We'll bring on Osman because Michanovic is having a stinker. And I think we leave it at that for now. Castorani and Alexic will both have to come off. Are we still golden? That is the question. We are still just about golden. Yeah, because Napoli aren't coming back, Salzburg aren't coming back, Nice is sort of 6. Mainz have beaten Real Madrid, but it still doesn't matter because we're still going to sneak in 24th. To be honest with you, I paid less attention to the game and more attention to the table. It's going to be a peter out 2-0. You know, let's not be too harsh on them at this stage because I think we're safe. Yeah, whatever. He was brilliant, to be fair to him. We've snuck through, lads. We've snuck through. To be fair, though, we are still on course to have an amazing season, like by our standards. 11 points in the coefficients. That's even better than the Netherlands, who are up in 6th. So, like, I mean, if we look at this, we'd actually, yeah... We got the 6th most points, and that is basically from the Conference League, really. That is brilliant going. So as of next season, where would we be? Would we still be 11th? Oh no, sorry, for this season. So next season, where would we start? We would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we would jump up into 10th. Quite a bit of ground to make up on the Danes. Massive amount of ground to make up on the Turks. But... putting us up into 10th, I don't actually know how much of a difference that would make to begin with. So it basically means that we would have, as it stands, so we would definitely have a team in the group stage and a team in the league path. And then in terms of Europa League, playoffs, Conference League, Q3 and Q2. Okay. But that might change because I'm pretty sure like we got straight through to the group stage this year, even though we were still in 11th. I think it's because of the way these worked out, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, we went straight through to the group stage, even though we stayed in 11th, whereas last season we had to have the playoff against Midtjylland. Was it Midtjylland? I think it was Midtjylland. No. It might have been Midtjylland. I can't remember. It was an easy... We sailed through anyway. So I actually thought we were going to get the Champions League draw today on the Friday, but no such luck. I think we've got to wait a few days, so... we've not really got anything coming up for, well, until then, until the 8th of Feb. We've just mainly got another couple of friendlies between now and then. So we'll likely bring it back for this game, everyone, the second leg of the playoff round, unless the tie is basically done after the first leg, you know, in a bad way. If we win the first leg, or it's all in the balance, then obviously we'll bring it back, because just more for an update more than anything. But who could we actually potentially get? This is the question. So it's basically, it could be Inter, Fener, Benfica, Everton, Arsenal, Dortmund, or Barca, or Levante. Well, we can beat Barca normally. Inter and Benfica might be tough. Arsenal and Dortmund would be tough. I don't know whether Everton are going to be really tough. I'd rather like Fenerbahce or Levante, to be honest with you. Just because I think on paper we should probably be able to match them. Dortmund, obviously we know we can match them. Probably rather Fenerbahce or Levante, really. Yeah. It's going to be tough anyway. I'm expecting a few more bits of business, to be honest with you, between now and the end of the transfer window. We've still got these 2 transfers open and in the offing, and I don't think we're done with sort of Falcone and Tucardia either. There might be more drama for them. We've just rejected a bid from Inter for Damian. And Sevic is finally leaving. He's leaving on a free. He's going to NEC. I kind of hoped that a club in Serbia was going to offer him a contract like Vojvodina were interested in him. TSC didn't seem to want to buy him. I literally offered him out for like unspecified, just, basically bid what you want, because his contract was running out in the summer. No one sort of bid for him, so I reckon he'll probably spend a season or two there, and then he'll probably end up back in Serbia in a couple of seasons. It seems to happen. So we'll see what happens, everyone. But yeah, thank you, and thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you all very, very soon. Drop your comments down below. Who do you think we're going to get? What are your predictions for who we're going to get in the next round of the Champions League? Just a reminder, we've got Inter, Fener, Benfica, Everton, Arsenal, Dortmund, Barca, all Levante, all available. Predict who we're going to get, and we'll see if you're right in the next episode. Bye for now.